And if I show you in detail, maybe you'll get a good idea of what you can do in your pantry. So Linda, here we go. We're going to first go into this space. Now, this was originally just kind of, we're going to show you pictures before, still pictures of kind of piled up bags and containers, and they were a little mismatched, weren't they, Linda?
They were.
And so it didn't really make a lot of sense. And you know, Linda has such beautiful food. First of all, I'm going to show you this back wall. Look how darling. She started by putting up her little antiques from her family, and I thought this was a really nice touch in the pantry. And you always have room to add a little bit of charm. Okay, so let's start over here. Here is where we containerized things like her dehydrated vegetables. So she has horseradish and eggplant. These are all things she's done herself. She has red onions, peppers. Look how beautiful that food looks. And do you see how by containerizing it, it just makes everything feel so much more clean, and you can get to it so much more easily instead of having it in plastic bags. Down on the second shelf here, we have all of her dehydrated fruits. Can you see that? She has fruit leather, craisins, raisins, cranberries. And then, you know, this shelf was really not well used. It just kind of had a lot of stuff, didn't it, Linda?
It
that
did.
we kind of tried to declutter. Here are some things, for just some darling little things that she has. And then on this side, she has all of her dehydrated lemons and lemon peels and orange rinds. And then right here, you'll see this container. These are her little leftover grains. Whatever didn't fit in her normal grain containers that I'm going to show you in a minute, we made these nice little labels so she knows where to go to replenish those grains. On the bottom here, we have herbs. These are her leftover herbs. If you have bulk herbs that don't fit in your spice jars, then you can put them in a basket like this and use them to replenish. These are some teas and oils that she has. And in this one, it looks like she's got just some extra things that belong in the pantry. Now, down at the bottom, we made sure to leave some space for all of her buckets. These are her bulk buckets. You'll see she has powdered and brown sugar, chia seeds, flax seeds, wheat, and it goes on. And you know, we made these labels, and she's going to go ahead and laminate them and then stick them on so they just fit just right. But isn't that nice? It makes it easy for everybody to see. Okay, now I'm going to give you the top. We're going to take you from the top. Do you see how beautiful this is? On the very top shelf, she has all these great containers. One is for food packaging. Those are if she's going to go take dinner to a neighbor. She's got all of her tools that she needs in there. We've got another one over here that's for leftover pastas that don't fit in her containers. And then on the next shelf, look at this. This is like a candy store. She has all of her seeds. Everything is alphabetized. Flax seeds, Provida, sesame seeds, all of these things. And on the next shelf, she has all of her beans and grain. Whoops, all of her grains. Can you see how pretty these are? Of course, all labeled and in matching containers. And you know, just seeing the color and the variety makes you want to have dinner. Look at that. It's beautiful. And look how well organized this is. This system just works so nicely. This next shelf has all of her beans. Look how beautiful. She has all these varieties. And they're all in gallon-sized containers. This works great for beans and pasta, cereals. It just seems to be a great size. And then at the bottom here, we have these darling little baskets. One is for extras, and I like to have an extra container in every pantry. We've got to tape that a little bit better. And this is where you're going to go to replenish things like raisins or chocolate chips, things that you have left over that don't, that were too much to fit in the containers. We're going to put it in an extras basket. This one is for her root vegetables. So she has potatoes in this basket. She has onions and yams in that basket, and she has her big, pretty squashes and pumpkins in this root vegetables basket. Isn't that nice? So this is her pantry, her working pantry. Oh, and we almost forgot. Right here, she has a whole bunch of dehydrated herbs that she uses from her garden. And they're in this great little, very efficient little rack that just stacks, doesn't take a whole lot of room on the wall. And that works really well. And look at her darling little gardening hat. Isn't that so cute? Now let me show you this solution. She also has a shoe rack, a shoe stacker, and you've probably seen they're just made out of vinyl. And here she has all of her herbs. She has comfrey leaf and cayenne pepper and cinnamon bark and all kinds of things. And do you see how easy it is to access when they're stuffed in these little pouches? I just love it. She organized these really, really well. Okay, so one more run through this delightful little pantry. And you know, I'll give you some dimensions just so you can imagine. We're working with probably a 4 by 8 foot space. And look at all that she was able to fit in here. All of that, I mean, that was just a great little shelf that's now really well used. And then of course we have this beautiful shelf full of color, full of variety, and it just looks like a grocery store. Oh, this is so great. Linda's so excited. So how do you feel about that after?
Oh, so everything is so organized. So if I'm looking for something, I can find it.
Or your husband can, because it's labeled.
Right, I know. We talked about that some of this looks like it's more for, you know, easy access for a guy. But
don't you love seeing the color? I mean, it's just amazing. And it really brings your food to life.